Hello, everyone. So, welcome back. If you didn't see my last video, I just did one a couple weeks ago on Dublin, Ireland. I love Ireland. This country is so beautiful, but of course, you can't just fly into one city. You need to venture out a little bit. And we decided to do a train adventure down to Cork. Now, I was super pumped for Cork only because that is where a lot of my family actually came from. And getting down there was amazing. So there were a couple ways that you can go from Dublin to Cork. You can fly. You can drive the 3.5, 4 hours if you are good at driving on the left side of the road, which I am not. So we decided to take the train. Now, I will say this. If you are planning on doing the train, which is Irish Rail, there are two different categories. There is business class and economy. We did business class on the way down and economy on the way back. It's about double to take the business train. And I'll be honest, it's not worth it. This is the first time actually that I ever experienced this on a business class, actually paying for snacks and coffees. I was a little blown away by that, but the seats are a little bit comfier, but they're not that much comfier. And so yeah, if you are planning on taking the train, there's not a whole lot of difference between business and economy except for the price tag. So economy it is. Now, I will say this, the views from this train at times are beautiful, but for the most part, all you're going to see is trees and shrubs. We stayed at the Imperial, which I always try and find places that are pretty centered to everything. And the Imperial was gorgeous. There is so much history. But again, the location for this hotel is perfect for, really seeing anything in the main area. So let's talk about things you need to see when in Cork. The English market was a little bit, I don't know if it's just because when we were in Peru, the market was everything, or maybe I just missed part of the English market. There was, a great food court there, a lot of food. I didn't see much of anything else. So if I did miss something, please put it in the comments below. But again, though, it is actually pretty nice and it's a cute little stroll that you can grab a coffee and just walk around. The Elizabeth Fort was a really, really great place to go and visit. We actually went here on our last day in the morning before we left, and it was a nice little stroll around. We didn't pay to get in. I don't know if there is an entry fee or if it's because that day they were actually doing construction. So it was pretty interesting, and the views from the walls are actually pretty nice. St. Finbarr's Cathedral. I, again, love going into cathedrals and churches. And a lot of it has to do, again, with the architecture and the workmanship that went into buildings back in the day. This one here is no different. I actually had a gentleman who worked there who gave me a rundown of the church and or the cathedral, and it was pretty interesting. It actually took them 5 years to build the outside of it, and altogether it was 8 years. So again, the work that goes into these places is extraordinary. And if you're going to stop here, have a look at the ceiling to see if you can find your zodiac sign. We finally made it to a prison. Now, we tried making it to the one in Dublin, but it didn't happen. And this one here was really interesting. And I'm so mad because normally I would have had a lot more footage, but not only did my phone die, my camera died too. So I didn't get a whole heck of a lot. But this place was pretty interesting to see. And it was actually a women's prison. So there's a lot of history. So here's some of it. And during one of your strolls, actually, if you're going to be going up to the cathedral, one of the places or monuments that you can stop at is the National Monument. And it is actually quite stunning. Plus here, you can get some actually really nice views of the river as well. So definitely check that out. And of course, Blarney's Castle. You do not need to do a tour. There is a bus, and the 2:15 bus will take you up to Blarney. Then you just have like a short walk, like literally like a 3 or 4 minute walk from there. It's going to cost you, I think it was, or €2.20. I think that's what it was. I could be wrong. It could be 2.40. But either way, you do not need to do a tour up here. Just hop on this bus, enjoy the 25 minute bus ride up. Plan on spending an entire day on the grounds here. This place, there's not a lot of places that I want to go back to, but this one here, I would move to Cork just to be close to this place. It is absolutely breathtaking and peaceful. The gardens here are amazing. But of course, everyone comes here to kiss the Blarney Stone. When you get up there, try and get up as early as possible because you're going to be stuck in a lineup to get up to the top of the castle. When we got there, it was an hour. The other thing I'm going to warn you about is if you are afraid of heights, if you are claustrophobic, or you have mobility issues, this is probably not going to be something you're going to be able to do. The reason being is that once you get in, you're going to go up a staircase, which is very narrow. And like I said, you're in a long lineup. So there are people ahead of you, behind you. It is very crowded. The stairs are super tiny to get to the top. There are a couple actually there's only one bail area. Once you get up to the top, this is the other part that's a little bit nerve-wracking. I myself am afraid of heights. So once I got to the top, reality kind of kicked in. You have to lay on your back and hold on to these handles and then shimmy your way down backwards into a hole, which by the way, you can clearly see the ground from, and you are up really high. I don't even know how high it is. It's high. And in order to kiss the stone, I did it. Proud of myself. This castle is absolutely stunning. I cannot do this video, especially about Cork, without giving you a glimpse of what you could experience and see here. So here it is. So getting around Cork is actually quite similar to Dublin. Ireland has got probably one of the best transportation systems that I've ever seen. So getting around Cork is not going to be that hard. They also have a hop on, hop off bus, which will take you to these places here: the English Market, Kent Station, which is the old rail station, Shannon Bells, which is a cathedral. This is one that I wish we had gone to, but we actually didn't get to. The Cork City Ghoul City Hall, and of course, the cathedral that I was telling you about before, which is St. Finbarr's Cathedral. I always say you can't truly enjoy a place until you try their food. So one of the things that I really wanted to try, obviously, was it's like a shepherd's pie. It's called Irish pie, which is similar to a shepherd's pie. I wasn't expecting a ginormous meal that could feed probably 4 people. It was a little bit much. Ireland, your portions are bigger than the American portions, which is ridiculous. But I would suggest Clancy's. This is actually a really great place to even, where we had tried the Guinness Irish stew. This is what Jody had ordered. And I gotta tell you, it was absolutely delicious. The meat just fell apart. It was so good. If you're planning just to kind of, walk around town or whatever, I would suggest heading over to the Bean and Leaf. This is a great place, to go to even after lunch if you want to grab yourself a coffee, but most important, grab yourself a piece of their cheesecake because it is delicious. Oh my word, it was so good. I really enjoyed it. Now, if you've never had a sausage roll, I would really suggest getting yourself one. I fell in love with them. There is a difference between the sausage rolls in Ireland and Northern Ireland. So do be prepared on that. They are completely different. Beverages. So in Dublin, it's Guinness, but in Cork, it's actually Beamish. Beamish is the drink that you should be having down here, not Guinness. And I'll be honest, my Irish people, please don't yell at me, but I actually really enjoyed the Beamish more than I did the Guinness. But the Oliver Plunkett is actually a really great place to try that. They have a great patio and it's a perfect spot for just enjoying the crowds and some sunshine if there actually is any. Crane Lane. This was my favorite spot to visit actually. We had probably way too many drinks here that night. This place is actually really cute. There's a bar on one side, restaurant on the other, and in between is like a little covered alleyway. They have heaters over top, so if it is a little bit cool, which it typically is in Ireland, you can actually still stay warm, but I really enjoyed the experience here. I think actually maybe a little bit too much. So that is going to be it for this video. Cork is one of those places where you just fall in love. You fall in love with the people, but it's just such a chill little city. I absolutely loved it here. The coastline, everything about Cork was amazing. So if you have a couple recommendations, definitely leave a comment below. If you haven't already and you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you haven't subscribed and you want to see any of my future videos, don't forget to hit subscribe and that notification bell. And of course, if you feel that anyone would like this video, don't forget to share. Thanks everyone. We will see you next week, no, in 2 weeks. And I am going to talk to you about one of the tours that we did, and that was to the Cliffs of Moher. Is it worth it? Stay tuned, everyone. Have a fabulous day. Bye.